I was sitting in the very same seat as you. If you knew me back then, I was the nerdy, quiet girl, and possibly the teacher's pet. I wasn't in the cool kids group, but I was with my tribe from when I was 5 years old, and I'm still close to this day. I didn't like being at the centre of attention, and I definitely was not a pageant girl. Yes, I was in Miss Universe New Zealand 2018, and somehow I made it to the top 5. Even after I had trended on Twitter twice, went viral all over the world where one article had over 23,000 shares, even after I did countless media interviews, photo shoots, TV shows, and radio talks, I honestly still can't believe that I was in a beauty pageant. Every time I think about it, I just can't help but laugh. Like me in a beauty pageant? Like, was that all a joke? Because everything seems so surreal. I think the biggest joke of all was probably when the biggest TV show in Malaysia with millions of viewers asked me to shoot a segment on how to exercise. Okay, so back when I was in high school, I would wag every single cross-country or sporting event, and I would make every single possible excuse to get out for here. So I do not like to exercise at all. So I've never been invited to any sports awards, but I do get invited to culture awards, and I feel absolutely honoured to be here tonight with you guys. I feel honoured because this school has shaped me into the person that I am today. I am grateful because the teachers here have helped me with so many things and they believed in me. And this school has given me so many opportunities, like being Te Amakara, which has set me up for the rest of my life. So I would like to say thank you to my school. It was also 3 years ago that I had to say a speech with a theme on a life less than ordinary for English NCA Level 3. I can tell you that once you're done with high school, so many things can happen and it will happen fast. So for tonight, I would like to continue talking about living my life less than ordinary and the 3 reminders that had got me through it all. Firstly, relax. Everything will be okay. And I can promise you that. So on Monday, it was my last ever exam for university at the University of Waikato. So this is when I'm going to shock some of the teachers here. And possibly my mum, because I haven't told her yet. But originally, I was at the University of Otago where I wanted to pursue medicine because it was always my dream of mine to help people. But instead of sitting my first exam, I took a trip to Queenstown instead. And when I got back, I applied to the University of Waikato. So I had to start all over again in B semester 2016. But I'm proud to say that now I am the first in my family to ever complete university. And rather than taking 3 years to complete the degree, I did it in 2.5 years. But let me tell you, it wasn't an easy feat because I had so many things going on with my life. But it was because I had showed up, I had made the effort, and I trusted that everything will be okay. And it turns out everything turned out to be for the better. So this leads me to my second reminder. And as cliche as it sounds, everything happens for a reason. Moving back home was one of the most difficult decisions of my life, but I'm so grateful because I ended up studying something that I was even more passionate about. Nonetheless, last year at the tender age of 20, I somehow found myself in a midlife crisis. I had hit lower than rock bottom. I didn't even know who I was anymore, and my friends didn't like who I turned to. Then one day, something within me just clicked. And I told myself that I needed to be the best version of myself if I wanted to continue living the best life possible. So ever since then, I learned to love myself, how to be resilient. I did things that gave me joy, and most importantly, I built my own self-worth, and I knew how to make my own self happy. You see, when you hit rock bottom, it doesn't mean that you're going to be a failure or you're going to be depressed for the rest of your life. It's actually the perfect place and the perfect opportunity for you to grow and be the most authentic version of yourself. So if I had not come back home, and if I had not gone through my midlife crisis, I definitely would have not have entered Miss Universe New Zealand. You see, everything begins with you, because no one can really save yourself except for you. Therefore, I think resilience is one of the most important things that anyone can have, because no matter what life throws at you and no matter what you go through, when you have resilience, you can always bounce back and you can overcome anything. And if you want change, then just make a start. And once you start, do everything that you can to get where you want to be. And along the way, just know that it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to ask for help. Because at the end of the day, you are more than just one circumstance, failure, or even label. Nonetheless, along with my dream of wanting to help people, I had always wanted to do something that can change the world. Then one day I thought to myself, hey, what would happen if I entered Miss Universe New Zealand? As you can see, I wear the hijab, and I do so for the love of God. But if I were to compete in Miss Universe New Zealand, I kind of knew that I would be making history because it has never been done before. Not only that, I could possibly help break boundaries and stereotypes for so many women all around the world. And that was exactly what had happened. So this brings me to my third reminder. Always try your very best to remain optimistic and to take every opportunity that interests you. Because honestly, one small optimistic thought had changed my life forever. And again, I still can't believe that I was in Miss Universe New Zealand. All the other contestants, they were models, they were dancers, they competed in the pageants before. Some of them even won major ones. So I was definitely the odd one out because I had no experience whatsoever, and I looked different. But during my time as a contestant, I didn't see them as a disadvantage. It's because I knew exactly what I wanted to do in Miss Universe. It was because I loved myself and I was confident that I didn't compare myself to them. And in a world where we are constantly exposed to social media and media, I know that it's hard to not compare yourself to other people. But you achieve a whole lot more if you focus on yourself than other people. Nonetheless, when I was on stage during the grand finals and live on TV, I wasn't nervous at all. In fact, I was actually so happy and I was so excited because I did everything that I could. And I was already living my dream of inspiring so many young girls all around the world. And because I was part of the minority group and the standards of beauty is very westernized, I just hope that by being on stage, some girls are able to look at me, relate, and feel beautiful themselves. And although I consider myself as an ordinary girl, this year, to celebrate 125 years of women's suffrage, I was also recognised as an extraordinary woman in New Zealand history. Nonetheless, the Miss Universe journey was the most amazing experience of my life, but my life was also made up of other moments too. Some of my best memories are made right here at Morrinsville College. I look back and I look at all the good and all the bad. Life isn't easy, and it's very unpredictable. But I am grateful for everything that had happened the way it did. You see, everything that has happened in my life has led up to this point. It's funny how sometimes life comes to a full circle. On Monday, I just finished my exam, my last ever exam for uni. Yesterday, it marked 3 years since my last day of school right here at Morrinsville College. And today, I'm standing right here speaking at the Cultural Awards. And although a lot of things have already happened, I'm only 21 and I just finished university. So this is only the beginning. So all of you guys have nothing to worry about. So no matter where you are, where you come from, your past or your circumstances, You have everything within you to achieve anything and everything you want to. All you have to do is have trust. Be resilient by loving yourself. Know that everything happens for the better, and always try your best to remain optimistic and take every single opportunity. Lastly, for the students here today, just remember that I was sitting right there in the very same seat as you 3 years ago. And even though you may live a life less than ordinary,